Hello students. We were discussing about the mineral and power resources from previous class. Today we'll move further. Today we'll discuss about distribution of minerals. Students, so what is the meaning of distribution? What is the meaning of distribution? So distribution means availability of resources. Availability of resources. Students, resources are not available everywhere. It is not possible to get the minerals wherever we want. So some resources means some minerals are available according to their the climatic conditions, some certain climatic conditions. So we have different landforms. Yes, we have desert, we have mountains, we have plateaus, we have plain, we have coastal areas, we have ocean beds, we have seas and ocean. So these are all different landforms. So each and every landforms we will get a different types of minerals. We will get different types of minerals. For example, see, the plateaus are rich in minerals. So plateau means a highland. Yes or no? Highland, not island. High, H-I-G-H, highland. So we can see many layers, accumulated layers of soil or rocks. So of course, if there will be a highland or if it is more layers of soil, so it is a rich deposit in minerals. So like that, mountains also rich mineral deposits. We can see the rich mineral deposits in plateaus and mountains. So these mountains are not visible everywhere. We can't able to find mountains everywhere. Only in some certain areas we have the mountain regions. So in plateaus and mountains we have we can get a more quantity of mineral deposits. So like that, the distribution of minerals are not uniformly. We can't able to see any uniformity in distribution of minerals. So there is a variation. So sometimes we will get more minerals in plateaus and mountains, and we will get very less in plains, like that. Some minerals are also available in ocean beds, seas and ocean beds, means like oceanic crust. For example, petroleum products, the crude oil, will get it from the seas and the oceans. Okay students, on the basis of the distribution of minerals in your textbook, so there is some examples like the mineral deposits in Asia, the mineral deposits in Europe, North America, South America, Australia, Antarctica, almost all the continents. Just make a list of the mineral deposit. Make a list of mineral deposits in Asia, Asian countries. In Asia there are many countries, like we have India, China, Indonesia, the Gulf countries, the Central Asian countries. So what kind of minerals we will get in Asia, and what kind of minerals we will get in Europe, in North America and South America and Africa. Just make a list. So this will be your homework. So just make a chart, just draw the chart and name of the continent and name of the countries and types of the name of the minerals, okay. Just make a chart and write these informations. You will come to know. Just hold on students, so we will move towards further. Well students, the next concept is uses of minerals. Students, we depends upon the minerals in our daily life. We depends upon the minerals. It is not possible to lead our life without minerals. From morning to evening, whatever we will use, everything from the minerals itself. For example, see daily life in industries we need minerals. So jewels, what we use, it is also from the minerals. So the copper, the bauxite, these are all example for the minerals. So what is the uses of this? For example, copper. Copper is very good conductor in heat and electricity. So we'll use copper in wires, in electric wires, in electronic devices like computer, TV, we'll use copper wires. And bauxite, we use bauxite for automobiles, for vehicle engine, car engine, bike engine, like that. And in our kitchen, so it is also made by many kitchen vessels, also made by the minerals, stainless steel. So it is a kind of a minerals. So almost our daily life is depends upon the minerals. So this is the uses of minerals. So these minerals are going to extract in industries. Through with the help of these industries, we are going to use in finished products. So next is conservation of minerals. So it is very important, and it is our duty and responsibility to conserve the minerals, because nature is gifted many things. So some resources are some minerals are renewable and some resources are non-renewable, means once if it is finished, it is not possible to get it again. So that's why we should use in limited limits. So the minerals are very precious, and we should consume it. So consume means recycling of reusing of minerals used things. So not going for new things. Okay, so these are all the different ways how to reduce the waste and how to reuse to conserve the minerals. So this is about the uses of minerals and conservation of minerals. Just hold on, students. Well, students, next we will move towards power resources. So what is the meaning of power resources? Students, the power energy plays a very important role, means it is play very vital role in our daily lives. So it is not possible to lead our life without any power. So our daily life is depends upon the power. So we need electricity. It is one of the best example for power. Yes or no? So we need power for transportation, we need power for agriculture, we need power for communication. Like this, we need power and energy for many things in our daily life. See, so we need power for industries to run the machines and locomotives, and to manufacture. We need power to industries. Home. Yes or no? So in our home we need electric power, electric supply. As a power, we need some kind of power resource. Otherwise it is not possible to manage our home. Yes, so we have many things we should run to run washing machine or refrigerator or TV or a computer, or to charge mobile or cell phones. We need power. It is not possible without power resource. And to run the vehicles, to run this transportation, we need vehicles. So like that, our power resources has been categorized into two types. One is a conventional source and non-conventional source. Conventional source and non-conventional source. These power resources are divided into or categorized into conventional sources of energy, non-conventional sources of energy. So what is the meaning of conventional? So conventional means it is being used from the many days, or commonly being used for a long time. So such type of resources are called, power resources are called conventional source. For example, wood It is a old traditional method. It is being used from millions of years. At present also we are using. And fossil fuels. So fossil fuels means since from millions of years, this the plants and animals are which is buried under the ground. So now at present we are extracting this as a fossil fuel. For example, best example for fossil fuels is coal and petroleum. Coal and the petroleum. So petroleum is known as the black gold. It is very precious. So where we will get these petroleum products like petrol, white petrol, diesel, kerosene, okay, the petroleum jelly, the natural gas, everything from the crude oil. And coal, it is also very good to generate heat. So many power plants like thermal power plants are coal is being used in thermal plants to generate heat. And in industries also we'll use coal to generate heat, especially in iron and steel industries we use coal. So regarding this, in your textbook there is a much more information. Please read your textbook once. And the natural gas is also one of the best example for conventional source. And idle power means we can generate power with the help of water. So we have many reservoirs, we have many dams and reservoirs to generate electricity. So it is called idle power, hydroelectric power. We used to call hydroelectric power. So in our country, some dams and reservoirs meant for only to generate hydroelectric. In our Karnataka, Linganmakki Dam for Sharavati River, and Varahi Dam, and Supa Dam in Karnataka. So these dams are meant only to generate hydroelectric, not for agriculture or not for multi-purpose, only to generate electricity with the help of water. So these are all example for conventional sources. So regarding this in your textbook, so there is a much more information. Please go through your textbook, read once, so you will get more information. I think students, this much is enough for today. So next class we will move towards the non-conventional sources. Thank you.